Boys, we got a build in front of us today, incorporating the new exotic machine gun, Heir Apparent, combining it with the Dawnblade subclass, Attunement of Sky, and merging it with the ability Heir Rises. So without further ado, I present to you Heir Rises. Huh? Okay, big shout out to Les, because that was his build and his name. But it makes sense, because air does rise, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm sorry. So let me paint a scenario for you. You're inside of the Crucible, you're trying to get angles on the enemy, you're popping some shots off, winning your ones, but out of the corner of your eye, you see this white ball floating in the sky. Some of us may even think it's the Traveler himself, but in fact, it's a Warlock, fully charging his machine gun up with the ability to tank your damage while simultaneously killing you in 0.4 seconds or less. It's a scary sight, fellas. Essentially taking the AC-130 build that we've done before times 10. So first up, let's just go over the exotic perk that is found on Heir Apparent. It comes with Heavy Slug Thrower. Use your aim button to spin up. This weapon can be fired only when fully spun up. A very unique weapon, guys. We actually broke it down the other day, compared it to machine guns like Xenophage and 21% Delirium, but I brought up how much I enjoyed this weapon inside of PvP, as it comes with the trait Armor of the Colossus. While at full health, spinning up this weapon protects you with an arc shield. Now, it's not an arc shield just on the front of you, it's all around you. You have this beautiful barrier that protects you and gives you an overshield. Now, the only downside of using Heir Apparent inside of PvP is number one, there is a charge time delay. That spin up process of this weapon takes approximately 1.5 seconds. On top of that, while you are spinning up, you're pretty stationary, right? It's not like you can sprint and do this at the same time. That is, of course, unless you want to be a floaty boy. One of the perks found on Attunement of Sky is Heir Rises. Hold your grenade button to consume your grenade energy to extend your glide time and improve your in-air accuracy. Now, I know it says improve in-air accuracy, but let me just say, it's just as accurate as if your feet were on the ground. Incredibly accurate. Attunement of Sky might be the best subclass in the game, especially when it comes to getting the vertical edge on enemies. But popping a grenade like this gives us perfect accuracy, which allows for this stationary build to suddenly become super mobile. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of shocked me. I was not expecting to enjoy the level of death that this was outputting, but my God, it was beautiful. Fellas, I've been rocking AC-130 builds for the better part of 2 years. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, some of them were really bad, but we still try to make them work. This one wasn't very hard to make work. I mean, let's just be real. Optimal time to kill being 0.33 seconds on this machine gun, 0.4 for its body shot TTK value. It's not difficult. The ability to tank damage while your enemy looks as their impending doom is approaching them is one of the most satisfying experiences to have in a multiplayer game. Now, if you notice at the bottom, that Heir Rises perk is actually refreshing. Again, this subclass is stupid good. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm gonna become a dress wearer or anything. I'm just saying Attunement of Sky is one of the most dope subclasses in the game. Winged Sun, though, is a perk. Fire weapons, send celestial fire, and throw grenades while gliding. Airborne Final Blow kills, though, extends the effects of Heir Rises and grants you melee energy. So as you are in the air, raining hellfire down on your enemies, every single final blow is boosting that Heir Rises stat, which of course is boosting your accuracy. Oh, and on top of that, you're getting your Celestial Fire melee back, which, by the way, is one of the best melees in the game. No, it may not do the most damage, but it does a lot of damage. And on top of that, it tracks, baby. It's just uber cheese. But this is when I realized that Bungie's actually trying to convert us all to Warlocks, at least my Titan mains. The trait Icarus Dash is also present on this class. Activate while in mid-air to dodge twice. Essentially, Twilight Garrison on this subclass without even having to use an exotic. Do you know how crazy that is? This is so crazy because, number one, Twilight Garrison was an exotic found on the Titan class back in D1 that gave us dodge ability. That had been nerfed. Originally, it allowed us to dodge twice, and Bungie thought at the time that that was too good, and they decided to make it where it only dodged once and had a slight cooldown. And then they just hand the powers to be to the Warlocks here on their subclass of all things. Look, I'm not bitching. I think it's pretty dope. And if anything, Bungie, the man who created this subclass and finessed it, that man needs a raise. And you also need to give him the job to do multiple of our subclasses in the game on the level that Attunement of Sky got. Then and only then would I start to really accept Destiny 2 subclass layout over Destiny 1, if it had the same level of potency that Attunement of Sky has. So fellas, that is the build. The only Achilles heel to all of this is that the shield that is protecting you, especially inside of PvP, is an arc-based shield, meaning if someone's rocking a wrist runner or a waking vigil or any arc-based weapon, they can pop your shield with ease. Not only can they pop your shield with ease, it actually does the same damage that the AoE burst effect occurs inside of PvE when you pop elemental shields there, thus resulting in anyone around you taking damage when that shield pops. Kind of crazy. It's actually funny that Bungie incorporated essentially the same elemental shields from PvE into PvP. We really are a raid boss, man. Now, is this a build to use inside of PvE though? Well, it definitely allows you to be more mobile. This is actually one of my favorite strikes, and I've never had more fun doing it. Literally floating from location to location, shredding everything in front of me. No, it's not needed, but let's just be real. You would be much slower if you were walking. So if you just wanted to fully charge up at all times, always have your overshield and that shield blocking damage, and literally just be the most offensive tank, this is definitely something that could still work inside of PvE. Now, my last suggestion, I'm not a Warlock main, but I found often due to the charge up time of Heir Apparent, because it does take that second to second and a half to get fully spun up. There were times that the initial duration of Heir Rises would run out, thus resulting in me having to pop another grenade. I found Starfire protocol to really fix this, right? It gives you an extra fusion grenade, thus resulting pretty much in every engagement, if I had high discipline, to have a grenade ready for that complete in-air accuracy. So guys, try it out for yourself. Again, for those that are looking to see the review on this exotic specifically, down below in the description is a review to this weapon. On top of that, we've also got a quest guide on the triumphs to target to get this exotic. As for my Warlock mains, give it a go, fellas. An absolute blast, and a big shout out to Les here, as this was actually his baby. I was well on my way to trying this with Lion Rampants, which I know many of you are waiting for us to make a review with it, but I'm hearing through the grapevine that Lion Rampants don't work well with Heir Apparent. Even though you are shooting from the hip, people are saying that the game thinks you are aiming down sights because you're holding down the aim down sights button, your actual aiming button. So the increase in accuracy from Lion Rampants, from the hip at least, are not actually benefiting Heir Apparent. So if we do end up making a build on it, it's because we found a workaround. If we don't, pretty much the theory I just gave you right now is true, which is kind of unfortunate because the majority of the AC 130 builds that we did were on the Titan class with Lion Rampants. Again, another thing Warlocks have taken from us, man. They've taken our aerial game, our mobility. Now they're taking our AC 130. Again, Bungie, just bring back Twilight Garrison. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.